Hello, my friends. School called SWIHA here in Arizona, and I'm in the drum circle, which actually makes perfect sense for today. And I'm just gonna bring you into the drum circle first, and then we'll walk off and continue our creativity live. Okay? So here we go. I'm gonna be quiet and I'm just gonna invite you into the drum circle. And here's my drum that I've got with me.
Is that it? Not everybody's Here we go. I'm about to go. It's coming to me. Okay.
That's what I've been doing this morning, and it's been so fun. I'm gonna grab my stuff and we're gonna take a walk over to a bench where I can set up some art, okay? Excuse my bumpy video as I walk through the park to a bench where I can set up my art supplies and have a little meditation circle with you all. So this morning I wasn't sure if I was gonna make it here because I was gonna come with a friend and then that didn't work out, and then I thought, you know what? I was up early and it's beautiful out, and I thought I'm just gonna go, and I'm gonna go to the drum circle and I'm gonna go live with you guys from the park. And that's what I'm doing. Let's see. I hope this it's a little shady because there's a beautiful tree behind me, but hopefully you'll be able to see me okay. And just kind of bear with me a second while I set up my little tripod. Have tripod will travel, right? Oh, I've never done a drum circle before. I have seen and, been around plenty of them, but I never brought my own drum and I never participated. And so this morning I did that, and it was so much fun. It was so much fun. Oh, probably don't need these on since it's pretty shady over here now. But here's my drum. I made this so many years ago. This drum has a really beautiful, deep sound that I didn't know was so deep until I was in a circle like that, and I really felt like I vibrated on a very low, deep vibration with it, and it was so lovely. So I think I'm gonna have to look for some more drum circles to check out, because there's just something about the sound, the vibration, and just just another form of expression and letting go that just feels so good. And if you didn't have a drum, you could totally clap, and there were parts that we were like singing and using our voice. So you can show up at a drum circle without a drum even, and just sort of enjoy the collective experience and just use your hands and tap on your body. And yeah, that was really cool. And since this morning I'm just sort of in this circle mode, it made so much sense to show up here and then kind of bring you in on it for a little bit. So let's see here. What do I got? I just brought with me. I brought with me a sketchbook, small sketchbook, and then I've got some watercolor paint, and I've got my earth watercolor paints, and I've got some pastels, crayons, and just one little travel watercolor brush. So there's water inside of my little brush tube here. And that's all you need. That's all you need to travel with some art supplies. This picture in my sketchbook really jumped out to me, and like I said, I'm just in this very circular space. So this is what I decided I would kind of riff off of a little bit with you guys. I don't know when I did this. I think this was probably a few years ago, but I just love it. It's like, it's a spiral, it's a circle, it's community, it's connectivity, it's a portal, and it's super easy to do and fun, right? So we're gonna work on something like this together today. And like I said, I have watercolors, my sketchbook, and some pastels, but you don't even need, you can just grab what you have. If you have crayons, if you have colored pencils, whatever you want to use is fine. So I've been sharing here and there that I've gotten a few no's in my life recently, in my art and business life, that there's been some doors closing, and it made me think about cycles, creative cycles and circles, and how things sort of spiral in and spiral out, and it could be disappointing and sad, and you know, to close a door, to have things shut on you that you were excited about, but it can also be blessings, and it could be a sign of starting anew, and that's what I'm feeling right now. I really feel like I'm in a little bit of a place of transformation, of something new coming forth, and looking back over the year, I'm seeing like, oh yeah, now it makes sense that that door closed and that shop closed and my art came out of there, and that didn't pan out because all those things were little distractions from the bigger picture, and so instead of being sad, I'm embracing the change, and I'm embracing the letting go of things that I was enjoying and holding on to for a while. And I know I don't always embrace change as easily as I would like to. I'm very loyal, tend to stay in situations very long time, and I guess I like that at times, right? So that's comforting. And maybe I wouldn't have made certain changes on my own without these things closing. So I was meeting with a friend last night and talking a little bit about it with her, and she had this wonderful vision of, it's almost like you had all of these little webs, these little threads out there tugging at you, right? And then all of a sudden now you're having to like cut all the cords and all of the things and kind of bring it all back, and then and then start something fresh and new. And I really loved that visual. I was like, that really feels like what's happening. So just a little backstory of what I'm talking about. Like, I had my art in a local shop here, boutique, and they decided to close, and the whole family moved this year. So that was one place where I had to take everything down, that I had some of my art and energy out there in the world locally. Then I had another shop that I was really active with and loved their space dearly, and I had my art in their space, and I had my jewelry in their space, and I even started teaching workshops in their space. And they ended up closing this summer, and they moved out of town. And so I took all of my stuff back from them, and I, had to find a new place for a workshop now that I'm starting to kind of do those in person again. And then I put myself out there for a conference next year, and I thought I was going to teach some classes. I was going to travel, and that was totally new and exciting, but that didn't pan out. And so I was like, oh, that's kind of disappointing. So there was another no. And then right on the heels of that, I got a no for a gallery exhibit that I applied to. And it was just like a week after. So I was already still like reeling and kind of disappointed and sad about the facilitating the workshop further away from home. And then I got a no on an exhibit that I really thought I fit in well for. I was really excited, and I thought my stuff aligned really well for the show. And so it's like, oh gosh, another no. And now I have a third local place that has my art that I may be taking all of my stuff down from. And I got that vibe like a week ago. I was like, ooh, something feels different in this space, and I don't know if I'm gonna have my artwork on the walls here much longer. And then yesterday I went in and I talked with the owner for a little bit, and she kind of was like, oh, and by the way, like, I wanted to discuss the art on the wall, and maybe we'll change some stuff out and things like that, and maybe we're gonna bring in another artist. And I was like, oh, I felt that coming. I felt that coming about a week or so before. And although that wasn't wasn't a no, it was another, like, maybe there's something here that I just need to kind of clean the slate. All the things that I've been doing, all the little webs that have been out there in the world, it's like they all just sort of need to detach. And in talking about this, some of my mentors, some of my dear friends said, hey, Kristen, you have some big goals that you have not moved forward on. And they were totally right. And I said, I've been so distracted. I have all these other things going on, and they take up, everything you say yes to takes up time, takes up energy, and it takes away from something else, right? Like, I truly believe that, you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. And it was almost like the universe, spirit, something was just like, hey, you need to cut all your ties, all these little webs this year, and you need to really focus on what you said you really want to do. So that's what's happening. That's what's happening right now. That's what's happening this month. And so circles, transformations, change, the letting go, so that you can start and grow something new. That's sort of what's happening around this space right now. So, all right, enough of me jibber jabbering. Let me turn my my camera down and take a look at this page. Oh, before we do that, let's do a little breath work together. So let's get centered. Let's get centered and take some breaths. I have something new I wanted to try that's gonna get us present, hopefully, and it'll be just gonna take a deep breath in, we'll take a deep breath out, and then we'll count number 1, and then we'll take a deep breath in, deep breath out, and then we'll count number 2, and we're gonna do that up to number 10. So you can close your eyes and get comfortable, and just see if this is a good way to kind of bring yourself present. And you know, I'm not actually even gonna close my eyes totally. I'm gonna keep my eyes like almost closed so that I see, you know, when you really like soften your gaze and you can still see, but everything's very blurry. I'm gonna do that, and then that's how I'm gonna do my breath. So I invite you to join me. You can close your eyes totally, or you can try and just keep them slightly opened and see everything in like a blur and see how that feels. And if you don't like it, you can go ahead and close your eyes. So let's sit up straight and roll our shoulders back. Give yourself that soft gaze if you want to. I have some little kids climbing a tree in front of me, which is awesome. I'm just gonna have a soft gaze, and I'm gonna take a deep breath in, deep breath out, and count 1. Deep breath in, deep breath out, and count 2. Deep breath in, breath out, 3. Deep breath in, deep breath out, 4. Deep breath in, deep breath out, 5. Deep breath in, breath out, 6. Deep breath in, deep breath out, 7. Deep breath in, breath out, 8. Deep breath in, deep breath out, 9. Deep breath in, deep breath out, 10. And then when you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes and see if your energy field has changed at all. I know I've sort of melted in to my seat, into this space a little bit more. Feels really good. All right, so now I'm gonna turn the camera down, and we're gonna take a look at some art here. So I'm gonna use this as my inspiration, and you can look at this as a spiral. I'll probably start with a spiral, create this circle, this connection, community energy, create this portal. See how there's sort of a perspective going in. So this could be a portal to something beyond. Lots of possibility. So here's my blank page. So I've got my little watercolor brush. I'm gonna dip it into my watercolors. Just add some water here and start my spiral. I'm gonna start with green because I love green, and I'm being surrounded by leaves. I have a canopy of leaves above me. And I'm I'm just gonna start spiraling out. And as you see, when you have more paint on your brush, you're gonna have a deeper tone, and then as you spiral out, it's gonna get lighter and lighter. Then you can go back and pick up either the same color, or you could pick up a different color. I'm gonna pick up a different color of green, a blue green. And you could do circles, or you can do spiral, whatever you feel like doing. And maybe I'll take this blue. I'm just gonna add some water onto my page that doesn't have any color, so I'm squeezing out some water right here. And then I could pick up this blue and just let it dance in there. So you can play with you being the one in control by creating your spiral with your brush, or allowing the water to be what's in control. Right? Spiraling. You could be spiraling out from the center. Or you could be spiraling in. You could be going around from the outside and spiraling in. So I invite you to play with both and see what medicine wants to come forth for you right now. Do you want to spiral out? Do you want to spiral in? Do you want to control the paint? Or do you want to let the water control the paint? Or do you want to do all of it like I'm doing right now? Like I want to do both. I want to spiral in, I want to spiral out. I want to control it, I want to let the water control it. Are you going through any change and any transformations right now this season? Is there any letting go and inviting in going on in your world like it appears to be in mine? Just gonna see my paper's curling up, so I'm just gonna hold it down. And oh, that was kind of fun. I got my fingerprint in there. Maybe what I'll do is count to 10 and do my breaths with my finger. So 1, 2, just like we did in the beginning. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's kind of fun. bringing in what we did for our breath in the beginning. We can do that again. I did that with my finger. You can do that with mark making. You can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's a lot going on that you can't control. And it's times like that these kind of practices are really great, because you can see the beauty in not being able to control, right? Like Melanie says, I love the fingerprints. And now I couldn't control anything that happened with those fingerprints. All I can control was putting my finger down. But the paint did everything else. And like, there's so much beauty in what happened that was totally out of my control. I'm going to count to 10 again. I like that that breath work, and I want to kind of bring that into the piece. So I'm going to go around my fingerprints. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now I'm just playing and seeing what wants to happen. This is the beauty of your sketchbook and is that it doesn't have to be pretty. You know, our lives are not always pretty. They can be kind of messy, and there's beauty in that mess. And I like to embrace that when I'm playing and when I'm just creating for my own well-being. I'm going to give this a second to kind of mellow and dry. I've got some pastels with me. Now, pastels can be a little tricky sometimes with water. They might not want to write, and this is still very wet in places. But they're also fun if I would have used these first. They kind of make a water resist, so that's kind of cool too. But I'm just going to try and see where I can place some. They kind of feel like a crayon, and then you can smudge them in. And I'm just gonna see if it works. Like, does it get stuck? Oh, it worked okay on that water. Such a place of experimenting. I love the texture that pastels can add. And if you want to like take a position and kind of color it in, pastels are kind of fun for that. It's just made me think. I'm just sort of trying to fill in some spaces that have no water, so that I can add some of this pink and the whole thing kind of feels, it feels like a blooming and it feels like a shining, but also feels chaotic. And I like that because the chaos is what happens when you're first starting something new, right? When you're first kind of entering a new space and you're not really sure what's going to fit. So working with your intuition and just kind of letting things go, I can see, looking at it now, I can see how this represents some of my inner mayhem. You know, there's some sweetness in the pink. There's some richness over here in these browns and greens. There's this blooming, there's this shining, and there's this little portal in the middle, and there's just a lot of chaos happening, but it's all working together. Yeah, pastels are fun. They're so like soft. I love the softness of them. I mean, if you look at some pastel art, they could be very refined. Mine usually isn't. I think I like the roughness and softness. So those two kind of juxtapositions that they bring. And they give me that like little kid feel because they kind of feel like an elevated crayon. Like helps me tap into my little kid. And maybe I'll come back with some black on top and spiral it. That's a little intense, but that's okay. Change can be intense. Black is a little intense. I don't use, I used to use black way more often in my art. And I don't use it as much anymore. But sometimes things call for a little intensity. I think an acorn just fell on my lap. I can add a little white on top. Mama Nature saying hello. Saying, hey, I see you. I see you creating under my tree. I'm smelling some Nag Champra being burnt nearby. Just lovely. All right, I think I'm done. I think I got all of my inner beautiful chaos out on this page, and maybe I'll just add a few more little marks around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the counting is really just kind of bringing me a sense of presence. Bring me back to our breathing in the beginning. Look at that. It's like a sunflower portal. Oh, and I love sunflowers. Wow, who knew? See, I came here with this inspiration, and this is where it landed today. And I just send a lot of love to all of you, those of us who are going through change and transitions. May we embrace those changes. May we look at them and reframe them as openings instead of closings. I'll catch you on the flip side in our next video and in the group. Bye.